All right, hello there. I realize I'm going to be committing a lot of video faux pas, a lot of Ash faux pas in this video, starting probably with the thumbnail if I get as goofy with this as I want to, but I really want to be totally transparent and let you know that the entire channel is going AI. Everything, the thumbnails, the video topics, the art, my voice, this is probably all AI. It's all fake. You can't trust anything I say anymore. No, that's all satire. What I did want to point out, you're looking right now at my screen recording software, and what I'm about to show you behind this is going to be really probably disappointing. Maybe not as much for you as it is for me, but maybe just as much if you kind of see the direction that companies think we want to go. So I'm gonna put up a couple trigger warnings for this video. We're gonna be talking about AI, and we're going to be kind of talking a little bit about my distaste for it, but we're really going to be pointing out why we're not there. We're just not utilizing it the way that I think a lot of folks think we should. These may be triggering topics to some of you. If you are very pro AI usage and you disagree, that's fine. I'm not at a point where I'm going to be swayed by like debate or anything. I am where I am on this particular issue and this topic, but I thought that this was really interesting, and I wanted to show you what YouTube thinks I should make for content. So let's get rid of this. And boom, if we go to the inspiration tab as content creators, get out of the way. That video transfer just finished. That's why that popped up. Then rather, let me back up just a little bit. We're looking at my behind the scenes menu. As a YouTube creator, I have access to this channel dashboard, content menus, analytics, community tab, which shows me all the comments and everything, the ones that are held, where I get tagged in things, video descriptions, things like that. Subtitles, which I haven't really dealt with a lot. If you would like to see subtitled videos, let me know. Kind of a weird place to plug that, but it's something I don't really ever think about, and now I'm looking right at it. Copyright, earnings, customization, stuff like that. This is the content tab, and I have a lot of different areas here in which I already work. My list of videos, which I don't want to show you because I want to maintain the surprise. List of shorts, lives, just posts like text posts and stuff, playlists, podcasts, and promotions. I don't have any promotions going on. And this is the inspiration tab. This is a new tab, and you can kind of tell already just by how this looks that it is trying to present me with ideas on what to talk about. It's providing me kind of a byline, a script, the headline that it thinks will do very, very well if I use it, and it even has thumbnails readily generated for me to use. So I wanted to see if you agreed with this. Now, obviously, I'm not going to utilize this tab as it's intended, at least not to this extreme. I might glance at this to see what the very high interest portions are, and as a creator, I would recommend you do the same, but the presentations here are all garbage. They are all 100% fake, created by algorithms that can't get things right because they don't understand context. And I'm going to give you real world examples of why this is and why we just continue to kit bash digitally, accidentally, and incidentally with this highly advanced billions of dollars invested into this software that just has no idea, and why this continues to be so amusing for me. So you can brainstorm here by describing a topic to create ideas, and then you can click on this dreaded star icon, very, very close to the chaos symbol. Is that a coincidence? I think not. To get some stuff over here to generate some ideas for you. This was what it had on here by default. So this is what YouTube thinks with its AI-driven software. But that's not all YouTube. That's not all YouTube. That's just the AI experimental beta crap that they're doing right now. That's what their software thinks I should cover. But I do want to read this disclaimer real quick. AI-generated content varies in quality, may be inaccurate or inappropriate. Use discretion before you create or use anything provided. Not professional advice. Send feedback. Oh, I'm going to send feedback, all right. I've also got access to a saved ideas button. But anyways, let's look at some of the stuff that YouTube's AI thinks I should cover. The Ultimate HeroQuest Dungeon Design Guide. The video will explore the best ways to design captivating dungeons for HeroQuest. Now, this is useful. This is useful because it has a very high interest rating. I believe that. I think that people are looking for ways to design dungeons. Tips and tricks for creating memorable, challenging, and engaging dungeons. This is a valid idea. This is valid information that I can mine from this randomized sort of data, this contextless collection of keywords and SEO that has been cobbled together with not even glue, but like plaster of Paris. So I'd actually like to click on that one and kind of explore what it thinks is in depth for that. We'll compare and contrast notes, but we'll go on to the next one. Lost Maps Games, the rise of the Dreadmoon Cadre. This is where things get kind of ridiculous right away. I mean, immediately. The rise of the Dreadmoon Cadre is explored in Lost Maps Games. This video dives into the backstory of this powerful and mysterious faction from the world of HeroQuest. This makes me wonder if the platform is ever going to consider, and if it does, it'll probably be in the near future, just allowing you to click a button to create the content. Just click the button and the video will be put together for you. And everything will be as random and as horrible as you could possibly imagine it would be now. There is no Lost Maps Games Rise of the Dreadmoon Cadre. There is no Dreadmoon Cadre, and they're not going to rise. And there is no backstory for a powerful and mysterious faction from the world of HeroQuest, because there is no Dreadmoon Cadre. Yes, there is the Cadre of the Raven's Veil. Yes, they are from Rise of the Dreadmoon. Yes, Lost Maps Games creates maps for HeroQuest. But again, these are ideas that were cobbled together by the AI's algorithms. Look at this thumbnail. These are such classically AI-trained thumbnails too. HeroQuest, the untold stories of Zargon. We're going to click on this if this is still here when we get back. The history of Zargon, the villain in the classic game HeroQuest, is explored in detail. This video dives into the lore of Zargon, uncovering hidden stories and secrets from the game. Very high interest. Just in case it's not clear what we're looking at, these aren't videos. These are just thumbnails, video descriptions, titles, and an overview of topics for me, the creator, to cover should I think that it would be worth my time. And it just makes me sad that creators potentially are right now using this tab to use these ideas verbatim, maybe not HeroQuest ideas, but whatever has been cobbled together for their channels, instead of doing human research. I've seen some really awesome videos on very human-powered research that you can do to help your SEO and see exactly where other videos follow, and use software that doesn't use AI, but rather ranks everything in terms of viewer retention. It uses all the data that's already here. AI is not necessary to do this. You can do it without it, with normal Excel logic, basically. And I no. Anyway. We're going to click on the Ultimate HeroQuest Dungeon Design Guide. There might be something useful here. Look at these thumbnails it's generated for me. Look at that. Look at this. Somebody could make a channel today. Somebody could make a channel today. Use the inspiration tab, as long as they got access to it. I'm not sure if you get access to it immediately. And start making content based on this stuff. And they'd probably get a ton of attention on their content so fast. Look at these thumbnails. Look at these, you can't really hardly see it. Let me see if I can zoom in for you. Do you see this? Not just this one, but like, look at that. Look at how it cannot give you a single word. Durli, Illintrat, Diradros, Irmkate. Look at these. You got some cool looking weapons. They're AI generated, so I'm not using them ever in life, but like, it has kind of the assignment in mind. The scroll where two become one. Okay, yeah. We got some rocks. We have, what is that? Looks like a talisman that was poorly made. There's no way that's magic, because there was no level of craftsmanship going into that talisman. We got a potion. We got some, we got a key. We have what looks like should have been a skull. I don't know what the hell this thing is. It's like a spoon with like a little ghost, you know, like a little ghost's head wisp at the top. I don't know what we're serving with this. I don't know who decided to carve these non-matching designs into this wood grain. We've got an eyeball in a labyrinth. I guess this is the Eye of Zargon, waiting for you to put on the one ring of HeroQuest. And then we've got this. Why is Dr. Manhattan walking through a dungeon? And then we've got like an overview. Obviously using an image from something, Lost Maps or one of those, in an unauthorized way. Just wanted to give you a close-up on these thumbnails. It's just quite fascinating, you know? It is fascinating. It might be really, really bad, but it's still fascinating that it's trying to put together this stuff in this way. I am fascinated The video will explore the best ways to design captivating dungeons for HeroQuest. Tips and tricks for creating memorable, challenging, and engaging dungeons are shared to help viewers elevate their game nights. All right, if I take this topic and I apply my own rationale to it, my own research, my own mindset, because I have a mindset for designing dungeons for HeroQuest, I have a way to do that. This could be a great video, and it should be a video. And if you guys tell me down below that you'd like to see it, I will make it into a video. I will go off for a whole hour, giving you all kinds of ways to enhance your dungeon building conventions and your mindset when approaching the dungeon build process and the quest building process. I will pretentiously lay out my successful strategies for engaging your players at the table. I'm just not going to use any of this for that. Anyways, let's go to the outline. Again, this is all generated, and I have the ability to copy outline sections, delete the sections, say that they're helpful or downvote. Yes, no, like, dislike, something wrong. Welcome viewers and introduce the topic of HeroQuest dungeon design. Briefly discuss the appeal of HeroQuest and the importance of well-crafted dungeons. Outline the key aspects of dungeon design that will be covered in the video. That's okay. By chance, that's a nice way to start the video. Next, it's elementary. It's elementary. So I'm not giving them my paycheck so far. All they did was take the fundamentals and apply them here to make that, all right? It's still generative. It could still go way off the rails. And it's really sterile and pretty dry anyway. Yeah, I'm just a hater at this point. Anyway, understanding the fundamentals of HeroQuest dungeon design. Explain the importance of balancing challenge with fun. I like that. Discuss the role of thematic elements in creating a compelling atmosphere. Highlight the importance of clear and concise dungeon layout. All right. Mastering room design, the heart of the dungeon. Introduce different room types and their functions. This is where things get. What do you mean room types? Do you mean like this is the snow room where the monsters are up in the air and they're throwing things down at you? This is the rotating room. This is kind of where you're getting your data. Provide examples of creative room layouts that enhance gameplay. Offer tips for incorporating puzzles, traps, and encounters effectively. Again, pretty high level, pretty sterile. The power of storytelling through dungeon design. Discuss how to weave narratives into the dungeon experience. That I do like. Explain how to create memorable moments through encounters and environments, and encourage viewers to use the dungeon as a tool for storytelling. And then finally, conclusion, your turn to create epic dungeons. Recap the key points covered in the video, encourage viewers to experiment with their dungeon design, share resources and communities where they can find inspiration. All right, so not useless. This is a pretty decent bedrock upon which you can really just apply yourself. I don't need this to make my own video, but that's because I've been doing this for a long time, or relatively, not really like a long time, but I've been doing game design convention and discussing it at length for about 5 years now, just on the channels that I have. So all of this is pretty second nature to me, and it's how I can also point out that this is high level enough that you could apply this to a lot of stuff. It doesn't mean like it would be a winning formula, but it's a good Cliff's Notes way of approaching something that could be a very complex topic. And indeed, I have the book from Spectrum Games back there that goes into detail. It's about 70 pages plus that explain the different components of game design that go into creating a HeroQuest dungeon and campaign and story and traps and encounters. And none of it reads like it was written with AI, and I vastly appreciate that over someone who might go through just this verbatim. I don't think this is supposed to be used verbatim. I don't believe that they're saying, hey, use this just in this way and you'll win. I think that they are presenting this as it's intended. I think it does come off as intended. High level, vague, and just something to start with. All right, and that's not terrible. That's actually not terrible. That's not a bad way to use AI. The thumbnails, hate them. I hate them. Let's show more. Let's see what else we got going on here. Oh, it's just showing me larger. I can download them from here. Something is wrong. It asks for a feedback form. The something wrong is that I don't know where these were trained from, and that matters to me. Titles. HeroQuest Dungeon Master Secrets, Ultimate Design Guide, Build Epic HeroQuest Dungeons, The Definitive Guide, HeroQuest Dungeon Design from Beginner to Master, Create Unforgettable Adventures, HeroQuest Dungeon Design Masterclass. Show more titles. HeroQuest Dungeon Designer, Level Up Your Game. It just goes on. This is, unfortunately, I 100% believe this is based in reality. This is, I'm going to use the word again, cobbled together titles of SEO that people are actually clicking on. See, YouTube videos have keywords in their titles and in their descriptions that tie back to YouTube's algorithms. And this is before we ever even get into how generative AI starts working. This is just YouTube algorithm stuff. This is basic stuff that you should know when you get into YouTube, apart from all of this beta experimental AI crap. This is, if somebody clicks on a video that says G.I. Joe, the origin of Snake Eyes, that's a lot of things in just one title, all right? There's a lot of information to be culled from that. One, the video is about G.I. Joe. It's specifically about Snake Eyes. It is the format of an origin video. So we can expect to go back quite a ways in time. We're probably going to touch on the cartoon, probably the comics. We might even get into some lost media to get into the origin of this character. So if you click on that, then the algorithm is saying you, and they're going to build your profile, or they're going to take the profile that you have built yourself rather, and all this other stuff that you've clicked on. And they're going to say, have clicked on this, you're interested in this. And they won't just look at the title. Look at the keywords in the title, they'll look at the description, they'll look at the video length, and they'll see if you paid attention to the video past the first 30 seconds. And there are a lot more moving parts in that they do and that they take care of, because at the end of the day, like it or not, no matter what you believe, YouTube wants to show you videos that you'll click on. YouTube wants you to keep watching. So in that way, they care about the attention rate of the viewer. They put a lot of time and effort into behind the scenes. You won't ever see them if you're just a viewer, but into programs that help creators create better videos, more attention retaining videos that keep the viewer engaged past the first 30 seconds. They really explain the whole SEO, keywords, tags, all of that stuff that goes into making consistently good video content so that your audience will watch your stuff, because they don't want you to just upload hours and hours of footage and not get watched. That is a losing battle for them. They want you to get millions and millions of views so that the advertisers will pay them money to put advertisements and commercials throughout your video. If you have a YouTube channel and it does poorly, then it would be very easy for you to disagree with what I'm saying, but that's because of your content and your approach to what you're making, not because of, anything that I'm doing. That is how the platform actually works. So there is stuff here that is extremely valuable to take from. The titles specifically, I'm pretty interested in stealing from, because it's a apt choice of words. But with titles, I don't think it really matters as much, because they do contain or seem to contain keywords that I think the AI portion here is taking from the algorithm to say, people would definitely click on this based on what people have already clicked on when we look at videos with all of the rest of this information in them as a whole. And that is valuable. The outlines, those are good. Those are good for creators to follow. It doesn't mean follow them verbatim. You could have all kinds of different approaches and ways to present this information, or you could omit most of this and just focus on the understanding fundamentals. You could do a series and just do a few of these topics. You could take one from each of these and make a video, and then make another video with another point from each of these. You could really present this in a lot of different ways. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have to do it that way. In fact, you can just regenerate this whole thing. And we can go back, and I'll show you another example by clicking on HeroQuest, the Untold Stories of Zargon. Would a video like this get a lot of attention? There's no doubt. There is no doubt in my mind a video like this would get a ton of attention. I don't know if it would retain the attention, and that is very, very important. It can't be overstated how important that is, because you could get thousands and thousands of people in a single hour watching your video, and that will look really good on paper to those of you who are uninitiated to actually looking at your analytics. Watching the view count raise, you're thinking, awesome, I'm going viral, I love this. Look at your analytics, look at where the attention drops off and the majority of people stop watching after 5 seconds. Those views are next to useless. Those people clicked on your channel, they clicked on your video just to see that the video content is garbage, much like the people who clicked on this video when they thought that I was going to be talking about something informative and real. And the algorithm knows The algorithm says, all right, what you just didn't work. Therefore, we're going to stop showing your video to people because it's not what people want to see. And you'll see that high traffic in the first like hour, 2 hours, whatever, and you will never see it again for that video. And that will actually hurt the rest of your channel too, as YouTube goes on to take all the rest of your SEO into account and your titles and topics and tags and say, people didn't like this the one time they clicked on it. So unless you do something different, you're going to have to kind of rebuild that. And that's just a really niche example, but more or less that could explain a lot about how perhaps your experience with content creation on YouTube might go. This thumbnail says HeroQuest, and then I guess the Untold story or stories of Zargon. The AI has tried its hardest to put that here. Zargon's face close up. Describe how you'd like to change this thumbnail. Show game pieces, add action or movement. Let's click show game pieces. Let's see how this works. Let's see if the AI can figure this out. Let's zoom in. Oh, it's not going to let me do anything while it's doing that. There we go. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, these are HeroQuest game pieces. This is what you can expect from the Wizards of Morcar. This is an exclusive sneak peek look right now. The AI has generated it. You know what? It's kind of scary how good that looks at first glance. That almost looks like an armored abomination. Those chaos horns are unreal. The reason it kind of works is because of the very nature of chaos itself and how chaos simply warps. There's not a single entity across the realm of anything chaos related in terms of Warhammer, and in a lot of other properties wherein chaos is an entity that changes things, that doesn't retrofit and combine and change things around, whether that's DNA or perception of reality. AI works really, really well as a chaos god, ironically enough. Check out this board. This board is something. There's a path on here. There are irregular tiles. There's a split. It's how you can tell it's a real game board. Folds right down the middle. We've got some 3D dungeon scenery going on here. I gotta say, that must be AI's version of Zargon. Let's show players' faces, and let's add Zargon's face. Let's add Zargon's face and show players' faces, and update the focus on the chaos. Focus on the chaos is one of the most lovely options I have seen in any platform list of options. I love that. So we'll see what this thumbnail looks like, and then we'll kind of delve into what this video might be about. And I want you to keep in mind while I'm doing all this, yeah, I've got a lot of hater attitude towards AI. Oh, we're not going to show the player faces. We're not showing the player faces. We're just showing Zargon's face. And look at that. He does look like he kind of has that Witch Lord look to him. If you take the human face out, if you take that out, this sort of chaos sorcerer or dread sorcerer rather vibe. Yeah, I kind of get it. But I don't at all like it. I can't stand that coloration anymore. I can't stand how the lines bleed. Yeah, all of that, I do speak out quite a bit against AI because of the application of it, not necessarily because of the idea of it. There's an idealized version of AI that I love in my head, but we're not there, and the way that we're building it, it's kind of too late to say that that's how it's even going to work. At the end, it's just going to be a hyper realized version of what we're already doing, which I can't stand. But this video is made with fun in mind, so just think about that before you comment anything down below. Zargon's origins, the shadow of the Chaos War. The Chaos War and its impact on the world of HeroQuest, Zargon's early life and his descent into darkness, the source of his magical power and how it fuels his evil deeds. Then we'll talk about the rise of Zargon, the Serpent's embrace, how Zargon came to be known as the Serpent King. What? Zargon's first major victories and the establishment of his sinister kingdom. The HeroQuest campaign facing the Serpent King. Oh my god. Exploring Zargon's different appearances and personalities in the game. Where are you getting this? Beyond the board. Zargon and fan culture. Zargon's legacy in fan art, stories, and tabletop gaming communities. The evolution of Zargon's character and his appeal to players. Zargon's future, a legacy of darkness. The potential for Zargon's story to continue in future expansions or games. Zargon's place in the pantheon of classic tabletop game villains. All right. So that's just outline. We've looked at the titles, the thumbnails, the Zargon Chronicles, a HeroQuest deep dive. Again, good ideas on paper. The concepts here are pretty solid. I have no doubt that the titles would perform extremely well, but I would definitely need to have the content to back it up. And I could do it. I would be up to the challenge. Believe you me, that's the key to all of this. You can have these really, really useful tools like these titles and these concepts, but you need to have the content to back it up if you want to utilize this the way that they want you to utilize it and be successful. You need to have that human element. And I can't use any of this other than the titles and the ideas to start my journey going and researching how to put together an editorial on the life and times, essentially, of Zargon. There won't be a whole lot of information there, but we would be delving a lot into people's perceptions of the character and the role that he has played, all of the mentions that are made of him or her or them, actually, because contemporary Zargon does not have a pronoun, I believe, other than they, applied to them in the world of HeroQuest. That way anybody can be a Zargon, which is great. And I could definitely deliver you an hour-long presentation on the untold stories of Zargon. That would be a hell of a topic. I'd probably really want to deep dive, probably collaborate with some other folks, get Jordan Sorcery involved. I'd probably have to pay him for his time. Jordan, I need you to, Mr. Sorcery, I need you to delve deeply into all of your books and give me all of your information on the Games Workshop Morcar from the world of Warhammer, because I'm going to use that in my Zargon vid for padding, because there's no other way to really pad that out. Anyway, guys, that is today's video. This was weird. This was actually kind of an unboxing video for me because I've never clicked on the inspiration tab. As soon as I saw what this was, I knew exactly what this was supposed to mean for content creators. And after exploring through here and seeing what options I have and how much power I have over the presentation and the data that YouTube could present to me, there's no doubt in my mind that there's stuff here that is extremely valuable. It's just how to use it. How to use it. HeroQuest versus other fantasy tabletop games. Very high interest. I believe it. I believe it. I might use this tab to see what people on YouTube historically have been interested in, but believe you me, I will not be using the formatting tips. I'm going to continue to be myself for you because that's what's gotten me this far. I'm not going to be using the thumbnails. I don't even know if I'm going to use the inspiration tab at all, but it would be remiss of me not to check out the titles from time to time and just see what the heck this platform thinks I should be making videos about. This is absolutely insane. Anyways, that's about it. See ya. Have a great rest of your day. Bye for now.